So my final textbook analysis project was about quilting. However, I thought that wasn't very interesting for my students to learn about. But so I'll go ahead and start off with that. My students are advanced level. I would put them in like the European framework of like a high C, like C2. Yeah. I thought it'd be kind of cool to like have the students be high school students and from Japan, because I kind of worked with a lot of them this summer, but they've been like learning English for like since they're elementary, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to like experiment with that side of all of it. I've only worked with like beginner levels and kind of intermediate, and I never worked with advanced. So I thought it'd be cool to do like a history class with this and do like the 7 wonders. And so in my textbook for quilting, it did a lot of passive voice, especially in the first sentence. In the first sentence, I found 3 examples of using passive voice. A quilt is bed cover made of squares of materials pieced together. Each square can consist of 2 layers filled with layers of word, like often the squares. But like you can see here, like passive voice, it's not who did the action, but what the action is towards. And so as a come, I choose a higher level for students to work with this, because you really have to have like a good understanding of English, and yeah. So the form for the passive voice is using the verb to be plus a past participle. I can see this being difficult for the students because you can't use intransitive verbs, since majority of the time, like the sentences that they create are usually object, verb, subject word order, and so this isn't using a subject very much. So that would be very difficult for them in that part. So the meaning of the past participle is that we're talking about a past event without saying who the subject is or being precise about the subject. In the PowerPoints, this allows for I talk about this allows for nobody to take the blame for the sentence or the consequence and whatnot. And so the use of this is for the passive voice is a history class, since a lot of books in history are passive voice. They're more focused on the action of what happened and kind of about the person, but it's very much action, like the Great Wall of China. We know who pretty much the Great Wall of China is, but we don't really know who built it, is an example. And so, yeah, I did a diagram, if you can kind of see it. It's up on, but like, I would like to use this with my class. It shows the active voice, which is what we usually use, and show it and compare it to the passive voice, so they have an understanding of how